You know what really got us about this whole Barron Trump story wasn't like the billionaire thing.
Yeah.
It was more the psychology of it all.
Right.
Like, what makes a guy like that, surrounded by wealth, actually stop and help some random person when everybody else is just walking on by?
That's a good question.
You know?
And it really speaks to this thing called the bystander effect. Psychologists talk about it a lot.
Yeah?
The more people that are around to see something bad happening,
Right.
like an emergency or something.
Like an accident or,
Yeah, exactly.
like someone falls.
The less likely anyone is to actually help.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they just assume someone else will do it.
Oh, that makes sense.
Right.
But in this case, Barron totally breaks that pattern.
He does.
So, like, picture this, okay?
Right.
It's December,
Uh-huh.
middle of Manhattan,
Got it.
freezing cold.
So cold.
This guy collapses in the street.
Oh, wow.
People are, like, staring, maybe even filming on their phones.
That's the worst.
But nobody's actually helping him.
Classic bystander effect right there.
Yeah. Textbook case.
Right.
And then out of nowhere, Barron's limo pulls up.
Oh, wow. Talk about a contrast.
Yeah.
This symbol of, like, wealth and privilege
Right.
right in the middle of this, everyday struggle.
Yeah. And the thing is, we kind of assume these guys, the super rich,
Right.
live in a bubble.
Yeah, totally.
They're just totally detached from all this stuff.
Right.
But Barron, he doesn't just like stop the limo. He actually gets out.
Wow.
And he stays with the guy until the paramedics show up.
That's pretty amazing.
It is.
It really makes you think about,
Yeah.
empathy and like how much responsibility we have for each other.
It does.
Even if we're, from totally different worlds.
And then there's that note.
Oh, yeah?
The one the guy drops.
So please take care of my daughter note.
That's it. That's where things go from a simple act of kindness
Yeah.
to something way bigger.
Totally.
Like a whole other level.
That note is like the catalyst.
Yeah.
It is. It pushes Barron from just doing a good deed
Right.
to like a full-on mission.
Yeah, he's not just watching anymore. He's got to do something.
Right.
He has to find Lily
Yeah.
and make sure she's safe.
Wow.
So he uses his connections, obviously,
Of course.
and tracks the address down to this, really run-down apartment building.
Oh, man.
Like, you can already see the difference.
Yeah.
This tiny glimpse into a world that's so far from his own.
So different.
And then when Lily opens the door,
Oh, God.
holding that little,
Yeah.
worn-out bunny rabbit.
Heartbreaking. It's like this in-your-face image of inequality.
Yeah.
Here's this little girl.
Mm-hmm.
Her whole life is just like fear and neglect.
Yeah.
And it makes Barron, and us too, the listeners,
Yeah.
actually face this reality that's right there in front of us.
They're next door, basically.
But we don't always see it.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's heartbreaking.
Yeah, it is.
And Barron, he doesn't just throw money at the problem.
Yeah.
Like, he orders pizza for Lily, tries to comfort her,
That's sweet.
promises to help.
Mm.
But even while he's doing all this, he's got this feeling.
Our feeling.
Like something's not right.
Uh-oh.
Like something just doesn't add up about the whole situation.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
It's like his intuition,
It is.
that little voice in his head saying something's off.
Right.
And that's what drives the story,
It does.
It's not enough to just fix the problem on the surface. He needs to know why Ethan's struggling like this.
Like, what led him to this point?
Exactly.
So he starts digging into Ethan's past,
Right.
Going through photo albums.
Those photos.
Yeah, and he finds this one picture with Ethan and these guys in uniforms,
Okay.
like military guys.
Interesting.
Guys that Ethan never talked about.
Oh, so there are secrets.
Yeah, it's like peeling back layers of a mystery,
I like it.
each clue leading to something deeper.
It's like a puzzle.
And remember, Barron's got all these resources.
Oh, yeah. He can do things most of us can't.
Exactly. So he hires a private investigator.
Of course he does.
This guy who's like, really good at connecting the dots, finding the hidden stuff.
The truth.
And then, just as the investigation gets going,
Yeah.
things get kind of scary.
What happens?
This debt collector shows up,
Oh, no.
threatening Lily and her dad.
Wow.
It goes from this heartwarming story to, real danger.
That's a big shift.
It is.
Suddenly the stakes are way higher.
So much higher.
This is where you get into the whole savior complex thing.
Mm-hmm.
We see it all the time,
Yeah.
these stories about rich people rescuing the poor.
The classic trope.
But this story, it actually shows the danger of that. It's not always simple.
Not at all. So
Okay.
Barron takes Lily to this secluded cabin,
Okay.
trying to keep her safe.
Makes sense.
But it feels less like a safe haven and more like a gilded cage, you know?
I see what you mean.
It's isolated.
Yeah.
There's this threat hanging over them.
Adds to the suspense.
Yeah, big time.
While he's trying to protect her.
It's really intense.
And back in the city, the investigator's digging into Ethan's past.
Yeah.
And he finds out Ethan wasn't just struggling, you know? He was involved in something big.
Oh, really?
Like a covert operation.
Like a spy thing?
Yeah, and it went bad.
Oh, wow.
There was betrayal.
No way.
People tried to silence him.
So it's not just personal problems.
No, it's way bigger than that.
It's a conspiracy.
A possible conspiracy.
This is crazy.
It is.
And then Barron gets this text.
Oh, no.
It just says, "We know where you are."
That's chilling.
Yeah, the stakes just went through the roof.
No kidding.
It's not about helping a little girl anymore. It's about fighting some powerful force.
Whoa.
Risking everything to expose the truth.
Makes you think, right?
Yeah.
Would someone without Barron's money even stand a chance?
Probably not.
And how many stories like this just get buried because people don't have the resources to fight back?
That's a good point.
It's pretty messed up.
It is.
So what happens next?
So Barron sets up this super secret meeting.
With who?
With one of Ethan's old buddies.
Okay.
This guy's in hiding, too.
So they're both in danger.
Yeah, big time.
This is like a spy movie or something.
It is.
All hush-hush and stuff.
Yeah, they meet in this, like, abandoned warehouse.
Wow.
Super intense.
I bet.
And this friend of Ethan's, he's really wary of Barron at first.
That makes sense.
Yeah, he's, like, skeptical.
Yeah.
Why is this billionaire helping us?
Right. What's his angle?
You know?
He probably doesn't trust him.
He doesn't.
At least not at first.
But Barron, he's sincere. And eventually he convinces the guy that he just wants to help.
That's good.
And that's when they find out the whole truth about Ethan.
Oh, wow.
The corruption, the cover-up, everything.
This is huge. So what was Ethan trying to expose?
He had this flash drive.
Okay.
With proof of everything.
Evidence.
Yeah. Hard evidence.
That's dangerous stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like David and Goliath?
Right.
But instead of a slingshot, Barron's got his money and connections.
Exactly.
Do you think that'll be enough?
Well, that's the question.
To take down this whole corrupt system?
I guess we'll find out.
So what happens?
Ethan's friend, he warns Barron.
About?
The danger. How risky it is to try and expose this stuff.
Yeah, he could get hurt.
But Barron, he doesn't even hesitate.
Really?
He takes that flash drive.
He's going for it.
He's all in.
Wow. He's not playing around.
Yep.
He's in it to win it.
He's decided to fight for Ethan.
Right.
And for Lily.
And for the truth.
For the truth.
This is amazing.
It is.
It's like he's transformed.
He has.
He started out wanting to help.
No.
To get caught up in all this danger.
Yeah.
And now he's choosing to fight.
He's a warrior.
A warrior for justice.
I love it.
But the fight's just beginning.
Right.
Because now he's got that flash drive. And we know those bad guys.
Yeah.
They're coming for him.
They are.
So what happens next?
Well, that's a story for part 2.
I can't wait.
Buckle up.
I'm ready.
Last we left off, Barron was headed back to the cabin, flash drive in hand, knowing those guys were coming for him.
Yeah, it's like that feeling you get when you know something's about to go down.
Oh, yeah.
You can just feel it.
Like a ticking clock.
Exactly.
It's total tension.
And that cabin being so isolated,
yeah,
it makes it even worse.
It does.
Like the whole world shrinks down to just that one spot.
Right.
It's like Barron and Lily versus these powerful forces.
It's crazy.
It is.
And then those headlights
no.
Cutting through the dark.
Here we go.
And it's not the investigator this time. It's the bad guys.
The ones they've been running from?
The ones who want Ethan silenced.
Hey! I can't even imagine.
Yeah. What must have been going through Barron's mind?
Yeah, like seeing those figures step out of the cars, knowing exactly what they want.
It's got to be terrifying.
Yeah, it's not about legal battles anymore.
Right.
Or exposing the truth.
It's survival mode.
Pure and simple.
Protect Lily at all costs.
That's the only thing that matters now.
So he tells her to play hide and seek.
Hide and seek.
Yeah, but like for real, this time, this innocent little kids game turned deadly serious.
That's heavy.
It's a reminder of what's at stake, you know?
Yeah.
Lily's innocence, the fact that she's caught in the middle of all this.
It's not fair.
It's not.
And it makes you think.
About what?
Like, is it ever okay to put a child in danger? Even if you're trying to protect them from something worse?
That's a tough one.
It is.
Barron's making a judgment call right there.
Yeah, weighing the risks.
Trying to do what's best.
In an impossible situation.
Yeah, and the consequences are pretty clear. When that pounding on the door starts,
Oh, no.
open up.
It's not a question.
It's an order.
They're not messing around.
And Barron,
Yeah.
this guy who's always had everything, he chooses to fight.
Wow.
He grabs a lamp,
No.
anything he can find.
He's going up against these guys?
He is unbelievable.
He's buying time for Lily to hide?
He's amazing.
It's like all that privilege.
Uh-huh.
Doesn't matter anymore. He's showing real courage.
Yeah, you never know what you're capable of.
Until you're tested,
Right?
the door swings open. It's not some standoff.
Whoa.
It's pure chaos.
Oh, wow.
Barron's fighting back.
He's actually fighting.
He is.
Like adrenaline just takes over.
Yeah, that primal instinct to protect.
It's powerful stuff.
It is.
And just when things look bad.
Like really bad.
Tell me.
Headlights again. But this time it's the investigator.
Thank goodness.
Backup's here.
Just in time.
Talk about a close call.
It's like something out of a movie.
It is. Makes you wonder if someone was watching over them.
Yeah, maybe.
Like fate or something.
It's crazy.
But it's good news, right?
It is. They're safe.
The bad guys surrender.
Yeah.
Everyone's breathing again.
Yeah, but it's not over.
No.
What happens?
The investigator tells Barron about Ethan.
Uh-oh.
His condition's worse.
No.
Yeah, it's a blow.
It is.
Like a punch to the gut.
You think you're safe.
Yeah.
And then something like this.
It reminds you that it's not over yet.
Not by a long shot.
So Barron goes to the hospital.
To see Ethan.
Yeah. And he promises to take care of Lily.
No matter what.
No matter what.
That's a big promise.
It is.
It could change his whole life.
It could.
But he means it.
He does.
He's come so far.
He has.
From wanting to help,
Uh-huh.
to being caught in this web of danger,
Yeah.
to now possibly becoming Lily's guardian.
It's amazing.
It is.
And then when all hope seems lost,
What happens?
the phone rings.
Okay.
Ethan's awake.
Oh my God. He's gonna be okay.
That's incredible.
It is.
Like a miracle.
It's the power of the human spirit, you know?
I love it.
Never give up.
Never give up hope.
Exactly.
So what happens next?
Lily rushes to the hospital.
Let's see your dad.
Yeah, she runs into his arms.
I get chills.
The relief on Ethan's face.
Yeah.
The gratitude he has for Barron.
It's beautiful.
Is.
After all that tension and fear.
It's the happy ending we all needed.
It is.
But the story doesn't end there. Remember that flash
There's
drive?
all the evidence.
Yeah, it does its job.
What do you mean?
The truth about what happened to Ethan,
Yeah.
the corruption he exposed, it all goes public.
Wow.
Barron's actions, they have a ripple effect.
They do.
It's not just about Lily and Ethan anymore.
It's about the bigger picture.
Exactly.
It's about justice.
The truth has power,
It does.
even against powerful people.
It can change the world.
And Barron,
Yeah.
he tries to stay out of the spotlight.
He's not doing it for the fame.
No, he just wants to do the right thing.
He's a good guy.
He is.
It makes you think
About what?
about how we use our power.
Yeah.
Whether it's money or influence.
Or just our voices.
Right, we can all make a difference.
We can.
But the story does get out.
Yeah.
People find out what Barron did,
They do.
and they're amazed.
It challenges our ideas about rich people.
It
It
does.
shows that anyone can have compassion.
And courage.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter where you come from.
that's right.
So what happens to Barron?
Well, his journey's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
He starts out wanting to help this stranger and ends up fighting corruption
And risking his life.
for people he barely knows.
It's amazing.
It shows how facing adversity can change you
It can make you stronger.
and more compassionate.
more aware of the world around you.
And his journey's not over yet. There's still more to explore.
Like what?
Like what happens to Lily and Ethan and how this whole experience changes Barron.
For good.
That's where we'll pick up in part 3.
Oh, can't wait.
It's funny. You know, like we talk about the car chases and the fights and, you know, all that crazy stuff.
Yeah.
But the thing I keep coming back to is those little moments.
The quiet ones?
Yeah, like when Lily gives Barron that drawing.
Oh, yeah. The one with the 3 of them holding hands?
That's the one?
Under the sun?
Yeah, like she's so little.
Yeah.
But she gets it, you know?
She does.
She knows he saved them, and she calls him her hero.
That's so sweet.
It is.
And what does Barron say?
He says, "No, Lily, you're my hero."
Oh, wow.
I know.
That's beautiful.
It is.
It really shows how much he's changed.
Doesn't it?
He's not letting it all go to his head.
No, not at all.
He sees how strong Lily is.
Mm-hmm.
Like how much she's been through.
It's amazing.
It really is.
And it makes you think you know
About what?
about how this whole thing changed Barron.
Yeah.
Like, he went from this guy who was kind of detached
Right.
to someone who really cares.
It's like stepping outside that bubble.
Yeah.
Made him see the world differently.
And it's not like he wanted the attention
Right.
when the story got out. He tried to stay out of it.
He wasn't doing it for the fame.
No.
He was just trying to do the right thing.
Exactly.
And that's what makes it so powerful.
It does.
It makes you question your own cynicism, you know, about people with money.
Yeah.
Like, maybe they can actually care about other people.
Maybe they can.
It's a good reminder.
It is.
So, do you think anyone could have done what he did?
That's a good question.
Like, if they didn't have all those resources?
It makes you wonder.
It does. I mean, he had connections.
Right.
Money, things most people don't have.
Exactly.
But he was also incredibly brave.
That's true.
He risked his own safety.
In his comfort.
To help these people.
It's complicated, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's not just about the money.
It's about how you use it.
And what you're willing to risk.
Yeah. Exactly.
And in Barron's case,
Yeah.
he chose to use his power for good.
He did.
He fought for justice.
And protected the vulnerable.
That's what makes this story so amazing.
It is.
It reminds us that we all have the power to make a difference.
Even in small ways.
Yeah, like what small acts of kindness can we do
Right.
that might have a ripple effect?
You might not even see.
What are we willing to risk?
To stand up for what's right.
That's the question.
It is.
Barron's story,
Yeah.
it's a powerful reminder
It is.
that even small actions can have big consequences.
So true.
So let's all try to be a little braver,
Yeah.
a little kinder.
A little more like Barron.
It's been an amazing deep dive,
It has.
exploring all these different sides of human nature.
The good and the bad.
And how sometimes
Yeah.
the most unexpected people can surprise us.
They can.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah. Thanks for listening, everyone.
And remember, keep exploring
Keep learning.
and keep diving deep.
Into the stories that matter.